Kind of hard to see, is it? Maybe I should fix that. Hold on a minute. Okay, let me just take my time because I have all the time in the world. I guess you're not included in this one. Did you see it though? Yeah? Can you read it? Make sure. I told you this is back to school. We're going to learn lots and have fun. Can you see? Let's learn. Do we all know how to spell Malton? In case you weren't hearing me, I forgot I got to use the headset now. Okay, so back to the fun, the back to school edition. We were learning real good. So we learned where we are. We're in Malton, right? So we're going to learn how to spell it now. Malton. M-A-L-T-O-N. Malton. That's where we live. This sign says Malton included. You remember what inclusion is? Inclusion means everyone, everywhere. We good? We understand? Malton included? That's what this says here. Included. Malton included. This one says Amy's Regal Life. That's my business page on Facebook. If you type it in to find all this information, that's what it's under. My name is Amy Seukeran, Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Life Coach, Canada, nonprofit organization CEO. So, Amy's Regal Life. Back to the live stream now. Okay, can you see me now? Is that better? All right, what do you want to worry about? My hair? Oh, it's my back to school outfit. Didn't you see? September's coming. That's my plaid shirt with, I can't see. Well, it's a dress, so too bad. What are you going to wear the first day of school? What are you going to wear the first day of school? You didn't decide? What time do you wake up for the first day of school in Malton? Well, don't trust wine. Welcome to the live stream. The community barbecue today is at 1 o'clock. My live stream was supposed to be 10. So 10 to 11 is 1 hour, right? That's 2 hours in between to get to that community barbecue at 1. So why is that your worry, buddy? You can't make it to both? What color is your hair? I'm going to wear black jeans and black t-shirt and black shoes and black socks and black underwear. Are you blonde? I forgot. Look who's here. Empathy Bear came for back to school. Because, it wouldn't be a back to school live stream if Empathy Bear wasn't here, right? Should we keep him? No? Okay, he's here. Okay, he's here. He feels you haven't been very empathetic, so he doesn't know if he wants to stay in the live stream. He said you've been mean people with no empathy and no compassion towards others, so he doesn't like that too much. What's he going to make out of Play-Doh? Maybe we should make the word empathy out of Play-Doh. Oh, brunette, okay. It was a joke. What if you said you had black hair? Then what's funnier? They'll listen back to it and get it eventually. Girls are smarter than boys? I didn't say that. Maybe your teacher taught you that. Did your teacher teach you that? Girls are smarter than boys? You heard that? When I went to the grocery store, one Lunchable is $3.99. That's the price of it. $4. So if you had to buy 5 of those, that's $20 a week in Lunchables for your kid. One kid. You want me to buy one to do a comparison? Why? For the same $4 I got, I don't even know, the stuff to make Lunchables for a whole month. Oh, there's lots of sayings. If I read them. Sugar and spice. What are little girls made of? And what are little boys made of? Snaps and snails and puppy dog tails. Depends who taught you, indeed. College is knowledge. That's all I'm saying. Ooh, we're in Malton. Now, didn't that teach you something? I'm not the only one. I can't be the only one if you know that. There's your... Which one? Ridgewood? Well, remember, we went through elementary school. It's grade kindergarten to 5. If you went to junior high, that's 6, 7, and 8. And then high school is 9 to 12. And then your higher learning. I got a picture in the mail. Do you remember the election? And who did you vote for? How I know who he is? How long? Where we all were? Why you're denying that we were all right here in Malton? Just saying. And what happened at the community center when there was the community barbecue? The one that was at the community center, the Malton Community Center, with Doug Ford. Yes. Do you? Do you not sweat? No. Well, maybe you should come into my apartment and sit here, run around, do things like a normal person for a while. Yeah, cleaning too. I want you to mop the floor in here one day. And let me see if you sweat. Who? Who? I can't wait till they empty it down the drain after they mop the floor. Who? Don't forget, there's 4 buildings. So who's going to the barbecue later? I didn't read. Well, I read what I posted. If I ask the options, do you know how many problems that's going to bring? You're going to get into race, religion, food, what kind of animals you can have if you're vegan, vegetarian, why you can't serve samosas, why you have to have chicken hot dogs, why you can't have bread. I know it said free, so. You're laughing at which one? I want. Some of you. I want a hamburger, a hot dog, a samosa, and everything else. Yeah. Hello?
Yeah.
No, it's just me. What? You can hear me?
Oh, it's your call. Yeah.
I can't see me. What's up?
Nothing. Oh, I called you by mistake.
Oh.
I guess.
Okay. Everything's okay?
Yeah, I just woke up, so I was walking up. You got the stuff?
Which stuff?
So, didn't you text me yet?
Oh, this morning. Okay, I didn't check. I'll check after. Okay. I forgot.
Yeah, I sent it 12 o'clock or something, 1 o'clock.
Okay. Oh, I didn't check. That's why. My phone is charging. Okay, thank you. All right, bye.
All right, bye.
Don't use technology if you don't know how. That's what I'm telling them for years. Actually, what? Me? Well, I went to the grocery store yesterday and I bought ground beef and chicken breasts because they had them for $10. So I'm going to figure out some recipes to cook with them to make some back to school recipes for people who, don't have money or don't have time. Maybe their parents work. Maybe the kids want to start cooking themselves so they don't have to wait for their parents to come home at 10 o'clock at night and feed them. Or the school to give them nuts and berries. What was that snack pack thing? Seeds and grass? I'm just joking. No, I'm not. I decided I'm going to make a new Lunchable, cheese and crackers. And then I'm going to make peanut butter and crackers. There's Lunchables and Snackables. Did you ever know that? I didn't know that until I looked it up. There are like 6 different Lunchables and 3 Snackables. So the Lunchables were what? Turkey, ham, pizza. 2 of them are nachos. One is spicy nachos. What was the other one? I forget now. Which one didn't I cover? I didn't cover the pizza because I didn't have the sauce and cheese. So that's why. But I bought pita bread to use as the base for them and the pepperoni to put on top. I didn't cover the snacks. They say a cookie. Or what is that, a Kinder Mini? So if you prefer, you get a bag of Kinder Minis. Halloween is coming. They're probably on sale somewhere. You just keep them. If your child is picky and they must have, you must fool them. I don't recommend you fool them and start lying. That's a bad habit to get into. But maybe they'll help you make them and pack their own lunch when they realize. And then it might be easier for some children without you to help them. Everybody, we're reality, right? All 3 generations, right? A daughter, a mother, and a grandmother is 3 generations, in case Malton needs to remember that. Well, that's why there are things like the graham crackers. I don't want my kids to eat too many sweets. Because you can put the graham crackers, you can still with peanut butter or Nutella. The snackable is what? A breadstick with peanut butter and chocolate chips. So you can always make that with like cookies, right? If they dip cookies. What kind of cookies? I just told you I have graham crackers. What are graham crackers? Yep, it depends. I saw crackers that were pizza flavored. I have jalapeno flavored, so they're little mini Breton, I think the brand is, and they're tiny little ones. But they have pizza flavored and all kinds of flavors, and then regular ones. It depends on your kid, right? Remember, hummus is chickpeas, so if they'll take that instead, if they like it better, why not? What's the nachos? It's just salsa and cheese, right? So what do you have if you have veggie sticks, carrots and celery with salad dressing, hummus? What do you usually have it with? What's your lunchable, right? What you got to eat for lunch. Some kids eat broccoli raw. Some kids eat baby carrots. If it's fruit, well, remember this is their lunch, right? It's supposed to be the whole day they're in school from what time? 9 o'clock in the morning. Do you know how hungry you are by lunch? To who? To all kids. Why did you want the food breakfast program? Well, why didn't you wake up one day and then just sit there until 12 o'clock and see how hungry you are? Maybe your routine is different, right? Your digestive system, because you're a grown up and you're used to not eating or eating at different times. But kids, remember, 3 meals a day was normal, wasn't it? Is that still normal for kids? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner? So then from 12 at lunch till after school, why you get a snack before dinner? Because you're starving? Reality, right? Why they'll grab anything and eat anything after school? Well, at the library, the community center, remember why they go to the vending machine and buy all that? Because it's after school and it's right there. At the same time, if you go buy the pizza at the mall, it's $5. Two friends put $2.50. Instead of buying the bag of chips from the vending machine, you guys share pizza. That wouldn't fill you. It's the same, right? $5. If which one? The better option is the bag of Doritos from the vending machine. Will you get full? This is how many years later did they listen when you told them? So which one? What if you're a single parent? Depends on the parent, right? Because we went over the child care benefits. So if you use the child care benefits to buy their food, if they wanted Lunchables, if they only want brand name, all children, right? All ages. What ages go to school? If this is back to school, then we're talking about parents who need to find lunch. Do the schools provide lunch or do parents still send lunch? Do they come home for lunch because it's Malton, everybody's so close? I only know when you tell me, right? And we used to have ham sandwiches to go on this trip to the zoo. Nobody ever cared if we got food poisoning with mayonnaise and ham. Don't and. Which one is different now? You never knew any kids when you were little. I told you I'm 46. You're sitting right here. If you went to Ridgewood, how did you go to the zoo? On the school bus. Yeah, I went to home for lunch too. Ridgewood. I lived in the buildings, 3420 Morningstar. Went home for lunch. And came back, walked back. Why? Because there wasn't enough space. There were rules. If you could go home for lunch, the lunchroom is supervised by who? That was teachers then? Who had to watch the kids at lunch who were sitting there staying for lunch? That was a luxury, right? Kids who took the bus, who couldn't get back home. Those were the only kids allowed to stay for lunch. Well, maybe that's information to you now. The lunch, staying for lunch. Where did you stay? In the classroom, right? And who watched you? The teacher? Then when did the teacher have lunch? PLASP is Peel Lunch and After School Program. If you go back then. When kids stayed at lunch, where did you stay for lunch? Where were you sitting at lunch? Some in their classroom, some had a lunchroom. Because the more kids, the more space you need. There's somebody really annoying playing really loud music outside my window right now. Oh, they just enjoy their weekends like they have nothing to do all week. Yeah, I was getting into how this morning I heard people talking, and right next door in 45, apparently they moved. Well, April, right? They did the new units. So all these people texting my phone and commenting, it's you guys. Isn't that nice? Take a good look at me again. This is 3 generations, if it's a granddaughter, a mother, and a daughter, right next door where the creature was in 45. So since April, you've been doing what to me? All because what? Oh, I would like you to know all of Malton. I didn't move from apartment 47, right? That's still me, Amy Seukeran. I separated myself from Malton in this building a long time ago, remember? I started the business, a narcissistic abuse recovery life coach, in March 2019. You stole it to do what? And now you're sitting here trying to do it again. While I'm sitting right here. So which one is that? Racism? Violence against women? Jealousy issues? Hate? Narcissistic mothers? Narcissistic families? Oh, you are included. You just have to see for yourself why you keep excluding me from everything. What do you think you've been doing? Excluding me because what? Have you ever been to Kingston in Jamaica? The UB40 song that's playing. So they know what time it is, 11:30 a.m. You'll go find who you are after. Yeah, let's go over this again. In 2019, March, I started a business as a narcissistic abuse recovery life coach. Where were the Malton moms and the Muslim Council then? Can you tell me? Well, are they the Malton Women's Council now or the Muslim Council? Is it Malton Neighborhood Services, the Malton Moms? Malton, which one? You're going to play it that loud. I might as well listen to the song, right? You're going to watch this later and wonder why you're threatening me. I told you every comment, every text on my phone, right? Every one of you. Here, a reminder. You can't see the butterflies now. They'll see it at night when they come parked outside, screaming about their saints and religion. So what else? We're back to school. Should we focus on what? The kids? What are they teaching? Financial literacy this year? Budgeting your money? Understanding, right? Having savings, having your own bank account, having a savings account. Well, I don't know what they're telling you about credit cards, but I don't think getting into debt is a good idea if you don't have a job or money, right? So that's my opinion. You shouldn't be teaching kids to go to college and get a credit card when they're in school to learn. That's supposed to be the priority. You're in school. When you get a job, then you can get a credit card. How are college kids going to pay a credit card bill with what money? Well, if they're going away to college, if they're living at the school, which one? What is their source of income? If you're going away to school, you're taking your own clothes, right? What you can carry. So you're going to get food there. You taking food stuff with you, groceries. Well, reality, the price is who's going to buy it for you. If you live with your parents and they bought all the groceries and food, you have to do all this yourself now. If you're leaving. I have 2 credit cards. I always pay the full balance every month. I have an excellent credit score of 828. Well, if you have a full-time job, right, you get a paycheck every week, that's not hard to do, is it? That's like the easiest thing in the world if you have a full-time job, right? To pay 2 credit cards every month and build your credit score. Well, your credit score starts out perfect, right? So it only goes down when what? Well, how does your credit start, do you think? Okay, so when you get your child care benefit every month, do you get it? Does it go into your bank account? How old? You get it until 19, right? So where does it go? In your parents' account? Do your parents have control of it, or do you have it? Does it go into a bank account of yours? Just to understand so far what's been going on in Malton. Well, the child care benefit's a couple years, right? So what's normal? What's been happening with it for everybody in Malton? So what do the parents use it for? Do they buy food for the children with it? Clothing? Do they take out a portion for rent? We did go over this, how ridiculous you were getting. With what? What are you laughing with? Well, if 2 parents are working and 1 kid, and the kid has child care benefits, right? The kid is paying for themselves with the child care benefit. What else? What doesn't it cover for children? Well, considering you're supposed to have children and pay for them, I don't know why it's an issue, right? if somebody's giving you extra money to help take care of your kid, why you're arguing. Because when you have kids, you're responsible to pay for them. Isn't that the way it's supposed to work? Well, let's go over what everybody else pays for. How about childcare? All those programs in the schools, after school programs, the hub before school, when somebody's taking care of them. If you had to pay for that, how much do you think a babysitter costs an hour for one kid? If you had to get a babysitter so you could work full time, 8 hours. Well, in reality, if you had 4 kids and you wanted to work, if you hired one babysitter, do you think they would watch all 4 for one fee? If you charged, you said $20 an hour, do you think they'd watch all 4 for $20 an hour? I was a caregiver and a babysitter and a nanny and a tutor and all of that. That's why I'm asking. Why are you laughing? If you have one kid and I want $20 an hour to babysit, 8 hours is how much? $160 a day. That's 5 days a week, right? So you can work. Now, if you have 3 kids or 4 kids, some nannies, some people, why are you laughing? If they charge individually for your kid, that's $80 a day, an hour, right? For 4 kids. Times 8 hours. Now try. Do you think you'd be working full time? You would leave your kids at home alone. Well, you have to be old enough to leave them home alone, right? Or Child Protective Services comes into the picture. That's why they're children, right? Because they need an adult to take care of them. This is for Malton to get a good idea of what is going on. But which one is normal to you? If children are in school from what time? 9 to 3, 9 to 4, if even? That's 6 hours, right? 9 to 12, 9 to 3. Oops. Well, we're going over if the school pays for breakfast, if the school pays for lunch, if there's after school programs your kids go into. That's all paid for by somebody else, right? So they get a child care benefit. What do the parents actually pay for now? Well, children have phones now. So they're not ever alone, are they? There are people 24 hours a day on their phone. It said children can be alone for a few hours. It's okay. They can do homework or play video games or something. Just don't let CPS find out. Now I'm trying to understand this. We are never truly alone if we have Jesus in our hearts. Everybody, I told you, all of Malton. You keep saying reality. This is it. The joke? Which one is the joke? If in Malton, you were going to the food bank as a family. So we're separating, right? If the parents are working and the kids get childcare benefits. All of them. This is reality. 6 years, right? This is what you guys did. Why are you calling my name, blaming me? Do you have any idea why you shouldn't be in jail for what you texted me? Just last night and today? How about just brown people, considering those are, 3 females next door now in place of the creature? Oh, I want you to know and help me understand this one. The whole apartment building, remember, and me? And you're still texting my phone, telling me about being crazy, a loony bin, being an addict. 35 minutes in. And how many days till school starts? Every kid in Malton is going back to school. And do you still have racism and hate crime, discrimination? Are the children supposed to worry about violence and threats and addicts? Did you fix all that? Is the school board fighting? Are the Malton moms and the Muslim council still fighting? Is there competition? Are they creating jealousy with the little girls and boys? Are they making them fight? Are they under threat and intimidation at school? Do they want to go to school? Do they not want to go to school? Well, now tell us, the parents. It's their turn to tell us. Maybe I'll talk about it at the barbecue. Or you'll have something to actually discuss, right? Reality. 1 o'clock. It's 11:43. I'm here. You can call the word life coach. You can call whatever you want. It's not going to change what happened. Then explain again how I ended up living here. Why? Explain to me why you keep saying the word life coach. Yeah, you're gonna. What else should I do? I'm waiting until the kids go back to school. Then I'm going to start putting in resumes everywhere. Because we all know all the jobs open up, right, when the kids go back to school. Well, I'm still waiting to hear from the apartment building about working from home and adjusting my lease. So I'm just going to keep applying and sending resumes like you guys. Maybe I'll get a part-time job somewhere. And like you said, what's the future, right? All I can do is save and try to get a house somewhere. What else am I supposed to do? You destroyed everything I tried to do. Don't make money, right? You want to do it. You want to take it and make money. So this is Malton, and this is the way it is. Yeah, you see a pattern here? Why not just work from home anyway? Who cares what Belize says? Everybody's trying to fix what you guys are doing. Can't follow rules. Did you see that? That was your counselor who said she's going to put up signs because you can't follow rules, and you're sitting on my live stream. Rules are meant to be broken, Amy. You have to be a bad boy sometimes. Right, but you're sitting here threatening me on my phone. If I what? Record you? Well, let me hear bad boy again when I bend him over and you know what? Oh, they're well familiar. You're actually telling me you're men, and then you're getting mad when I tell you. Why are you using a food bank? Why don't you have a job, big man? Yes, everybody, over and over and over, until you look at me again and realize I'm one girl you're talking to. Say it again, and so everybody in the world can hear this. All the females now, for the Malton moms to close. How many times did I go over narcissistic mothers? You actually have these girls competing, these boys, children competing. You're throwing events every corner, pretending what? Throwing money at the children, bribing them with money, telling them about their looks, being pretty. Do you have any idea what the future is? You've been doing this for 6 years. I didn't even get into diversity, equity, and inclusion yet. You have jealousy and competition in every corner of Malton for what? You have people using religion, race, and color to fight for what? Your nonprofit organizations, charities that are supposed to be helping people. The whole concept of a charity is helping. You have no stores in your mall, the one mall you have. You should be worried about building up your mall, stores where people can shop in and keep the community, the money in the community, right? The way it works. You have stores, the people shop there. The money stays in the community and sustains the community long term. You have what? A grocery store, a dollar store, and a drugstore. And what? You can't even go out there without people fighting and arguing and competing for what? To spend the money there or don't spend the money? Which one? Which one do you want? you want people to go in there and buy things or don't buy things? You're laughing at something? What is it? The community barbecue. Let's talk over that. Uh-huh. Where is that? That's the MP, right? Of Malton? So where is that barbecue? That's an event, right? A community barbecue from Malton, from Mississauga? From the member of parliament, the MP today, the same one you're talking about, the barbecue? So which one? Okay, let's go over this again. I was born in 1979, and that says what? He was born in 93? So 14 years younger than me. If you want to go over how long, go over it again. Justin Trudeau, all of them, how old they were. Bonnie Crombie, yes, in 2019. Now, go over it again. Yeah, as what? In Malton and needs something done, the first thing that should come to your mind is who's going to do it, right? Haven't you guys been calling your MP and your MPP and your councillor? So what's the first thing you should see and hear when you hear his name? It says when you hear the name, the first thing that comes to your mind is Canadian born and bred. Well, you've all been calling your government, so go ahead. Let me hear this one too. Where's Justin Trudeau? Do you think the Liberals have been doing it right? You what? You keep going over 2019. Explain it now. You went and what? This is supposed to be a back to school live stream. And when is the first day of school? Tuesday? Today's Saturday, August 30th. When did you get the child care benefit? So you already went back to school shopping, or you're waiting for it, or you still have it to go? Which one? Let's hear with which one. We can go over clothing. Where do you go to buy back to school clothing? Well, I went over wherever I can get clothes, right? When I was in Cawthra Shelter, there's Value Village and all of those secondhand stores. So you can go in there and look for clothes because they're all one of a kind, right? You know nobody else is going to have it when you go look for clothes there. You buy things, you pick them out. There's online, I guess, right? People order online now. Depends where you order from. If you go to the mall. Okay, here's one. Do you try clothes on in the mall before you buy them, or do you just buy them? Everybody. What about a coat? Did you think about a coat? What do you buy? A fall coat, a winter coat, sweaters? You have one from last year? What about shoes? Did you buy new shoes for school? We're trying to cover everybody, right? Some people. Girls and boys. Everybody means everybody, right? Well, which one doesn't have to wear shoes? The Malton Library, the little girls and boys, they don't have to wear shoes. Maybe they should start that rule. It doesn't matter if you're in a stroller, you have to have shoes on. All the mothers are going to get mad now and I can't go back to the library. Okay, all the mothers in the mall are going to get mad now. Have you ever seen all the kids without shoes in the stroller? Shoes are in the purse. Because the kids kick them off. The kids kick their shoes off. And they get lost because they're in the stroller and the parent can't see them. Then when they get home, they just don't have any shoes. The parent just says, I'm not doing that again. Why don't you take a survey now and ask them if it's true? Yeah, picture a stroller. When a kid's sitting in a stroller and the parent is pushing it. If? Okay, do you know how a stroller works? There's like a canopy. So can the parent see the kid? Yeah, it's always been a question. Why do they have that? If the parent can't see the kid. So what's the kid doing under the canopy? Throwing his shoes? Okay, here, let's have some fun. This? Really? Well, maybe after back to school I can find a dentist since my teeth are bothering you so much. Why don't you tell them how it works, how cavities work? Why don't you go over anorexia and the acid in your teeth if you throw up? How your teeth decay? Yeah, tell them again about it. Back to what? Well, you want to go back to people's looks. Why do you wear makeup? Why do you color your hair? Why do you wear fake nails and fake eyelashes? Oh. Yeah, like I said, what if I knocked your teeth out? Then what would you do? It's different? No, I'm here why it's different. If I just made fun of you. Yeah, all of them. Exactly the same thing. What if I did it about the way you look? Yeah, I want you to explain this to everybody in Malton. We went over, right? How many teenagers? Amanda Todd. Why? Why did they off themselves? Yes, you are going to sit here and show everybody. Why did they off themselves? Because people were leaving comments like what? All the girls and boys. You're talking about mental health. What do you think that does? Explain why people off themselves then. Why you think that is, that people do that. Because? Because what? What is an insult? When you insult someone, what does that mean? What is it? What is normal? Do kids go to school and insult people? Yeah, reality. They're in classes all day. When do they talk to each other? The kids at school. When do they socialize, talk to each other? So who teaches them swearing? Okay, so bullying. If it's bullying, where are they learning it? The other kids? The teachers? The parents? They're learning it at home? Bullying. If they come to school, who are they bullying at school? If the teachers are making them mad and they're taking it out on each other, why are we lying about this? This is 6 years in Malton, right? If it was racism, why are we lying about this? Why wouldn't you separate them and fix them? This is public school, Catholic school, which school? Okay, let's go over school day. Kids get up and do they walk to school? Do they take the school bus? Do their parents drop them off? All the times that they're talking to other kids. If there's bullying, let's go over that. Start with that one, bullying. Who's bullying who? The kids are bullying each other? And what are the kinds of things they're saying to each other at school? Yes, they will tell. Why are you laughing? You're working on empathy, positive self-talk. Let's go over this again. Children shouldn't be swearing until what age? So school children are what age? They start high school at what, 14? 14, grade 9. So bullying, how are they bullying each other? Are they using physical violence? Are they using threats? Are they using insults? What kind of insults? About what? Their clothes, their looks, their race, religion, their color? Yes, as specific as we can, as quick as we can. Body shaming. Now again, normally body shaming, when you hit puberty, you're how old? 13? So if 14 is high school, when is that appropriate to body shame people? They shouldn't even know that. Should they? Should anywhere they know body shaming? If you hit puberty at 13? Well, that must be the adults, right? Body shaming. Kids are in school to get an education, to get a standard education. That should be a priority, right? Maybe why they had uniforms, so kids focus on the uniform, the education, not what they're wearing. Maybe that's why they had the uniform. The kids have phones, so they learn body shaming early. Right, there's the other issue. Why do the kids have phones at all? How old should you be to get a phone? High school, 14? An adult to have a phone. Okay, number 2, why would they have it at school if they're at school to learn? Should they take it to school at all? Okay, and then when they come home, yeah, we went over all of this. Like I said, some kids know it already, right? Some people. So when they come home at 3 o'clock, they do their homework, whatever they have to do. Say they take a shower if you're waiting for dinner. So when do you go to bed? 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock? So in reality, after school, how many hours can you be using your phone? Well, if they're learning body shaming, let's go into just that one. Why would you be making fun of other kids about their body or their looks? When? When what? When you're at school or you're hanging out, what do you do together? You go to McDonald's and eat Big Macs and say, you're too skinny, you're too fat? Where do you go to Wendy's? The movie theater and eat popcorn? Trying to do the quickest way I can help you understand how ridiculous. What would happen if you tell me? I make it sound? Which one? I talk so who can understand? Everybody or children? In case of emergencies. Yeah, remember the days schools were supposed to be responsible, right? If there's an emergency, they call the parents. That's why they had the contact numbers in the office. The actual adults who were supposed to take responsibility, yeah, the parents and the school, the adults, because that's a child. All day, every day, got to get the screen time. And right now, they banned phones because they're causing addiction. So again, in reality, what age do you think your child should be? If they're in school to get an education, fill their brain, right? Train their brain. What are phones doing to adults? Why would they have them at school at all? I don't understand this. They should have it at what age? Reality, first of all. Why would a kid have a phone? Yeah, that's why I asked what time school ends. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock? So in the winter, it gets dark at like 5, right? Yeah, by age. Some kids aren't going outside. Some kids are at the community center, right? In those same programs, and they have to get home. So we're talking about just Malton, right? Everybody. Well, when I walk around and I'm smoking and I'm walking around, where do you think I see all these kids? Where do you think that mall and the community center are? The bus terminal. Where do you think the kids go? Where do you think the trail is by the building here? You see them at the Jonathan Davis Center. Okay, how old? What are the ages that are allowed to go to the Jonathan Davis Center since you mentioned it? What age does it say is allowed to go in there? Yeah, a reality for everybody in Malton. Please go check. Maybe if everybody paid attention to their own kid for once, right? You wouldn't be doing things in groups and blaming other people when something happens. If you took responsibility for your own kids. You have been teaching diversity, equity, and inclusion for 6 years. I came back and you were the most racist. To this day, you are texting my phone about Brown. What do you expect me to do? Not take that as a joke? The Malton moms are what? Both of my parents were born in Trinidad. They're from Trinidad. How do you not expect me to take this as a joke? The youth hub and the community center are different. So please find out the youth hub, the Jonathan Davis Center. the ages that are allowed to go in there. For everybody, I did post it. Yeah, it's been an hour. The Malton moms are vengeful. Well, again, the Malton moms are not the organization, right? They're a group. The Malton Community Center, Malton Neighborhood Services, everybody has to rent the community center for events, right? Do you understand that? So if Malton Neighborhood Services has an office in there, the youth, the little hub there where they do class babysitting, they rent an office in the Malton Community Center. Do you understand this? These are nonprofits that rent a room or have a room in the community center. It's still the Malton Community Center. The same way you rent the rooms through City of Mississauga, right? Malton Neighborhood Services has an office in the community center. Why? Again, right? You're the businesses. You're the ones attacking me, but I have to explain this. Isn't that really good? Anyways, I'm going to end this live stream for now. It's what time? 12 o'clock? Lunchtime? I'm going to go have my lunch. If you're going to the barbecue, I hope you enjoy it. Have lots of fun and enjoy your summer, the last days before you get trapped in school again. Okay, that's bad to say because then you can enjoy your school this year. If I'm right here, want to make a bet? Say it again. Enjoy your day, Malton. See you next time.